This has Warriors fans fired up as we just watched Buddy Hield break an offseason record that's been set for 6 years, and Steph Curry saying he has a true belief that he is primed in his 17th year to be at the top of his game. What's going on, everybody? I'm Houston Bo. You're watching Warriors Digest. Thanks again for all the support on the recent videos. So much exciting Warriors content to bring for you guys as we approach the beginning of the 2025-2026 NBA season. And I tell you what, after watching Buddy Hield do what he just did in Chris Brickley's gym, hitting 276 threes in 18 minutes, we have a chance to see a Buddy Hield that we haven't seen since he put up 20 points a game almost 7 or 8 seasons ago at this point in his early years with the Kings. If he can get to a level where he is competing in the way that we know Buddy Hield can compete on the offensive and defensive sides of the ball, this has a chance to be huge for the Warriors. And before we get into exactly everything that happened over the last couple of days, specifically Buddy Hield and Steph Curry content, 67% of you guys that watch the videos are not subscribed. Please do me a favor, go down below, hit that subscribe button, ring the bell to turn on notifications. It helps us out. It's a great way to support us, but more so for you guys, it ensures that you'll never miss out on a video. And when that big news does drop eventually here, it has to be in the coming weeks of Jonathan Kuminga either signing or leaving the team. And of course, the news of if that happens, it's a snowball, right? All of a sudden, that means the dominoes are falling, and DeAnthony Melton, Gary Payton, and Al Horford can be coming to the team as well. There's so much that's going to happen over the next couple of weeks, and I want to ensure that you guys are fully ready to have it broken down right here on the channel. So what exactly happened in the offseason a couple of days ago? Well, Buddy Hield hit 276 threes in 18 minutes, a record that has been held in Chris Brickley's gym for 6 years by James Harden. The drill consists of 9 minutes of threes on the move and 9 minutes of threes off of the catch. So we've seen in his career what Buddy Hield has as a player. Now, we use the word potential a lot around the channel, specifically revolving not so much around news, but around players. And what exactly does the potential for a player to look like, right? Ceilings and floors. And Buddy Hield's ceiling as an NBA player is very high because of his ability to shoot the three ball. It's the same reason Steph Curry's, ability on the floor and his ceiling is so high as well, because when Steph Curry is on and he's playing well, has unlimited range and unlimited potential for what he can do on the basketball floor. We saw it in stretches during last season, when Buddy Hield scored 16 points or more, the Warriors had a stretch where they did not lose a basketball game, because when Buddy Hield brings to the floor what he truly does have the capabilities to do, it is so hard to beat the Warriors because all the pressure gets turned to Steph Curry. He gets doubled and even triple teamed. If he has the ability to swing the rock to Buddy Hield to be knocking down threes, I mean, the sky is the limit for what this team can be, and we saw it in this offseason workout video with Buddy Hield in Chris Brickley's gym in the arena. Buddy Hield rocking the pink shorts and his patented beanie at this point in the offseason. He has one of the most pure shooting strokes in NBA history. The way that he flicks the ball is ridiculous. The guide hand is perfect. He's got a bit of a lower shooting form. It's right in front of his face. It's not out to the right, kind of like Clay's is, and it's maybe not as fluid, maybe a little bit more. I mean, it is super fluid, but it's just not as narrow as Steph's is. But it's such a pure shooting form, and it's so enjoyable to watch what Buddy Hield can do when he shoots the ball. I mean, this has already been 45 seconds to a minute where Buddy Hield has not missed. It's just honestly remarkable what this guy is capable of doing. But as we talked about, Buddy Hield had his woes shooting the ball a little bit last season as well, and when he didn't shoot it well, the Warriors really struggled. And this team, more than a lot of teams in the NBA, is an X-Factor franchise. You know what you're going to get from Steph Curry. You know what you're going to get from Draymond Green. But it comes down to these other guys, and Jimmy Butler as well, but it comes down to these other guys, the Moses Moodys, the Brandin Podziemskis, the Buddy Hields of the world. When these guys contribute and they are consistent role players, I think, has Buddy Hield even missed yet in this video? When these guys find a way to play at a level that they can play at, and obviously, that's sports. The better team, the team that plays better, is going to win. But in basketball, it's so different because from a shooting ability, it's such a mental game. And when these guys find a rhythm and they're shooting the ball with consistency, that has to start early in the season. We've seen it in the past. These guys can't get to their full potential and to their full limit if they don't have a great start to the season. Now, last year, Obviously, the Warriors showed a little bit of devil's advocate to that point because they struggled, obviously 12-3 to start the year, then struggled for the middle stretch of the season, and then all of a sudden sort of turned it around come March and April and had a really good stretch to end the year. But that was almost the genesis of what this new look Warriors team is, because that was when Jimmy Butler entered the realm of the Warriors basketball organization. And so you start to wonder a little bit, okay, potential-wise of this team, when Buddy Hield is doing things like this and when he's shooting the three ball well, obviously it's going to be take this team to another level. But defensively as well, the opportunities provided on this team when Buddy Hield is shooting the three ball well, alongside other guys like Moody and Podziemski, and even Gary, when Gary's knocking down threes. You saw it a game a year ago where Gary hit 2 threes and then he had a ridiculous defensive possession as well, and it won the Warriors the game because of the contributions that these role players have. And the NBA is horrified of what this Warriors team can be. They have been for the last 10 years when role players play as well as they have the potential to. So this happened. Then we see a guy like Steph Curry with the potential that he has. And obviously, I use the word potential, but we're at the point in both Steph Curry and Buddy Hield's career where they're older, they've been in the league for some time. Potential is sort of off the board from a career standpoint because both these guys have hit their peak. We know what their full abilities are. It just comes down to an in-game potential point now, right? It's can these guys put it together on the floor in the big moments? We've seen that from Steph. We saw it from Buddy Hield in Game 7 last year. From a consistency standpoint, can these guys find it? You know who Steph is. We know the nature of what this guy does on the basketball floor. He's probably a top 10 player of all time. I would debate he's top 5, and by the end of his career, I truly think that we could get to a point where it's Michael, LeBron, and Steph if Steph wins another championship or two, right? We know what we're going to get from him. Buddy Hield, 11 points per game last year, shot at around 37% from 3. 11 points per game, second lowest mark in his career. 37% from 3, one of his lower ranges as well, right? We know the abilities that Buddy Hield has, but last season his role was so much different than it's been around the league for so many years, and he still showed up in big moments. You look at this, he's a 15-point per game scorer throughout his career. The only time he scored less points per game throughout his career, the only 2 times that ever happened was his first season with the Pelicans, and then that's it. That's the only time that this has happened, right? 2016-17, he bumps up to 15, then 13, 20, 19, 16, 14, 18, all the way down to last season at just 11 points per game. So the shooting splits look a lot different last season than they have in the past as well, because Buddy Hield's role was so different, and obviously he's starting to mesh to a new roster and understanding what that looks like, and obviously we saw what that can get to when he played well. I remember when we first initially signed Buddy Hield, and it came down to the fact of it feels like the new splash buddies are in town. It feels like Buddy Hield, when he plays to his max ability, this team has the potential to be really great. Now, obviously, Buddy Hield wants to contribute the way that we've seen him before perform. And now that we see Steph Curry, another report came out of him talking about, I'm going into year 17 and really really have this belief that I can be at the top of my game again and win at the highest level. That's Steph Curry via the Today Show. And all of a sudden, you start to think to yourself, okay, Buddy Hield, he's in the gym working his butt off. We did a video a couple days ago about Moody working his butt off, Draymond and Jimmy getting in the gym together, Steph. We're seeing these guys build a camaraderie from a standpoint that we didn't see last season. Obviously, Buddy and Jimmy Hield, you got all the goofy stuff in the locker room and all those types of things. But if this team can get to a point where they are so cohesive and so built together as a unit, Buddy Hield's knocking down threes. We signed Gary and Melton, and their defensive presence from a guard position is through the roof. And this team, we talk about potential. The potential of this upcoming season is so high. 2 superstars, 2 all-star, all-NBA type players in Steph and Jimmy. A defensive player of the year candidate in Draymond Green. Snipers like Buddy Hield and a potential DeAnthony Melton. Who knows what the Jonathan Kuminga situation is going to get figured out. But if it does, and Jonathan Kuminga returns to this team, and he commits to being a 6th man of the year candidate like he has the potential to be, I truly think that this team, there isn't a limit to what this team can do, especially if you bring Al Horford in, a seasoned veteran with a championship over the last 2 years, a guy who knows a lot about the Warriors organization from competing with them many times, especially throughout 2022. I'm so excited for this season to start, and I honestly am just itching for games. I'm itching for the preseason to kick off, and I'm itching for that October 21st matchup against the Lakers. It's going to be here before we know it, folks, and I honestly cannot wait for it. If you guys enjoyed this video, if you get fired up seeing things like Buddy Hield nailing 276 threes in 18 minutes, if you get excited about Steph coming out having quotes saying he's primed, feeling better than he ever has, ready to contribute to another championship contending season, hit that subscribe button, turn the notifications on to never miss out on a video. Thank you guys so much for the support. I've been loving bringing content to you guys, and I can't wait to continue doing it as we get closer and closer to the season. I've been Houston Boy. You guys have been the fans. Thank you so much for tuning in. We will catch you guys in the next one. Peace.